Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to go over oil, gas, and solar in this technical analysis clip. I usually do it on almost a daily basis. We're just getting a good kind of read on the markets, see what they're doing. I am a huge oil and natural gas bull. Solar, I'm still trying to warm up to it. I know money's going to be thrown at this like no other. So I've been watching the charts, been looking at this stuff. I do have some investments in it. They're not nearly as large as oil and natural gas and uranium and other commodities. But I do want a little bit of exposure in it. I'm going to try to trade my way up, basically leave a free ride behind, take my original investment out after the charts look a little toppy. But that could be a good while from now. And again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't take it as advice. And we'll jump in here. And again, I'll just give you my opinion on what I see in the charts. So here we go. This is oil, gas, and solar. And right off the bat, I'm starting with West Texas Intermediate crude. We've got the pattern. We broke out of it. And what's quite surprising is the actual price action today of 82.44 with a 0.92% up day. But what you see, if you look in here, and let me just draw on this guy here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to yank up this and show you kind of what I'm seeing. We see, whenever you see movements, you kind of see like a first impulse move higher. This impulse move higher, and then you get a little pullback. Then you see another impulse move higher, pullback, impulse move. So that's kind of like another one. And then a little pullback. And then it goes up, a little pullback. And then it goes up, a little pullback. See how this thing is contracting in its size here? I mean, it's basically forming a little wedge pattern as we're going up. And the strength is weakening a little bit. I do think that this is, it could kind of roll over here and fall down and have a little bit of a pullback. And if you notice, kind of, you know, we come up, we pull back. We come up, we pull back. And I think it's going to continue to do that in this upward trend. But I mean, I don't know the future. I'm not here claiming that that's exactly what's going to happen. But usually when I see these patterns contract like this, they want to correct for a little bit. Doesn't mean it's going to be a big correction. It just means that we could come back. But today we did kind of buck that trend with this little update. So we'll see if this trend continues to the upside. Sometimes it doesn't work like that the way I drew it out. I'm just letting you guys know or are aware of what I see. But we could still go higher, but potentially. Natural gas, we're still in an uptrend. We are slowing the momentum a little bit. We have a little hammer pattern. I think we'll move sideways for a little bit. We bounced off the 50-day, and we'll see where this thing goes. I would say like kind of up sideways movement as it bounces. Here's XLE. This is an energy select sector. We are right at resistance here, and we're trying to break out. Maybe that's why things are slowing down a little bit. We're kind of coming up to some resistance. If we break through it, hooray! We broke through it. Oil could be in the same kind of scenario here where it's coming up. Let me draw a trend line in here. That didn't work. You draw this trend line in here, and I don't know if it's going to get us to where we want to be. Maybe. Maybe we're trying to break through this trend line, a little bit of a resistance line coming up. Maybe. But we're trying that with XLE. OIH, I don't really see a huge pattern on the short term. Looks like a reverse head or a shoulder, head, shoulder coming on up. But I don't see too much of patterns in here. Here's SM. Looks like we're coming up on some selling pressure up here. We're trying to break through, but we keep hitting our head on some sellers up here in the $31 range. Centennial Development, we've hit our head on the 725 range again, kind of hitting up, and we're chopping sideways, regathering energy to break through it at some point. That's what I see, and it's the same thing with CPE. Almost all these companies are doing the same pattern, and it's almost like a cup and handle pattern that's forming to break. So I think we're going to have a nice cup and handle pattern on almost all these to break. This one's got a kind of a cup and handle pattern forming as well. Here's recaf. Recaf looks like it looks good. It's moving sideways in a dead period. I call it a dead period where the buyers equal the sellers. It's just moving sideways. This usually happens right before a big move. Now, I do want to touch on a couple things. This is an oil exploration play. It may not track the price of oil like some of these other companies do that are oil producing companies. We did enter this pattern from the downside. So there is a likelihood it could break to the downside, maybe. Or they come out with news that's really good. We've got big buying pressure here, big buying pressure, small selling pressure, big buying pressure. To me, inside of this pattern, it looks like it wants to break to the upside. We're going to find out here very shortly which way we're going to break. It's coming up to a tip. We could go a little bit further along, but we're getting close. They were supposed to come out with 2D seismic, I think, at the end of October, so we're coming up soon to that. We've got Tellurian, similar pattern, almost like a kind of a, well, this isn't necessarily a cup and handle pattern. We did break this downtrend line here. We draw this in here. There's your trend line right there. It broke out, back tested, and we're kind of moving around, but let it go. I'm not doing anything with my Tellurian. I'm just letting it ride. Contango's got the same thing. I think eventually we'll move on higher. Just give it some time. It's just fighting resistance and support. Basically battle of the buyers and sellers right here. So I'm just letting it ride. Tetra Technologies, it's really the same thing, of just a battle going on. Northern Oil and Gas, what looks good here is we've got nice big buying pressure days all through here, and then we've got small leak off of sellers. That looks really good. It's probably going to be some distorted like cup and handle pattern that comes and breaks. But it looks good. Now here's TAN. TAN is the Invesco Solar. I'm just looking at this from a technical perspective, looking for trend line breaks, looking for stuff like that, and buying pressure. This side was a bunch of sellers. Sell, 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 sell. On this side, we're buying, and the sellers are just leaking out. They're getting tired. And right here, we've got big buying pressure, small little sell-off, big buying pressure. I think this is going to stair-step higher over time with the downtrend break. So I bought it on this day here, and I've been riding it higher. Same thing with TAN. Zoomed in. This is a bullish engulfing pattern right here. I think we'll eventually work our way higher, so long that we stay above this resistance line. I think we'll just continue to stair-step higher. SunPower looks very similar. This is a renewable but solar company. Downtrend line, it broke to the upside. Good buying pressure. Here's our bullish engulfing pattern right here. Good buying pressure, small selling pressure. I think we're going to continue to move on higher. This is going to start an uptrend right here. Looks fantastic to me. Sunworks is also, I think, going to join into this. I did buy some this day here. We had a nice, good buying pressure days, small little sell-off, and I think we'll eventually break this downtrend. It's in the ETF TAN. And guys, we could see a big move. I mean, this is a highly shorted stock, and we could see a big short squeeze. SOL is another one that I think we could see a big short squeeze in. We're breaking the downtrend line, and notice that we're breaking all these downtrend lines in solar. And I think the big guys will pull up these little guys with it as money flows into the sector. Looks like this one's already taken off. I own a good stake in this right here on this bullish engulfing day. Hopefully we head on higher and move back up to these highs or somewhere around there. That would be awesome. Here's Canadian Solar, broke its downtrend line. We're chilling out right above the downtrend line. It's not a bad time to be looking at it here. I think it will continue higher. Beam's another one I own. Draw the trend line in. We're back testing. Where do you think I bought it? I bought it off the retest right here. And I think it's good to go, hopefully. And fuel cell. Fuel cell is another one that I liked. I bought it, I think right here. We broke the downtrend, came up, pulled back, and then we're moving higher. So I'm just holding on, not doing anything, let it ride. Riding this thing higher. It's called swing trading. And Plug Power is another one that I own. I bought it, I think, down here in this bullish engulfing. Came up, hit its head, is doing that little U-shaped pattern. I think we're going to break any time above this resistance line and hopefully head higher. Now, I don't have the same amount of confidence in solar, guys. I don't know solar that well. So if you're going into any of these positions, you're going to have to be going at your own risk. Because I don't know the deep background, I don't know all of the interconnections of this market. So oil, natural gas, and all that, I'm a big bull. I've watched that for a long time. I've got lots of history. I've done back testing on it. Solar, I don't have that same pedigree, so to speak. So, but I do have chart reading skills, and I think they're about to go. Some of them, they broke the downtrends. They look good to go. So to me, they look good, but I don't know what external factors could hit it in the short term. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm using solar as a hedge against my other stuff. And if they invest heavily into solar, I want a little bit of money in there just to ride it. And it's going to be government-driven, politics-driven. They're going to pass these massive bills and dump a ton of money into them. And I think what's happening is someone's positioning in them right now, me included. And I think they're going to come out with some news, and these are probably going to rocket higher. This pattern looks like it's ready to launch, which means money flows are coming in. So I think banks are probably positioning or something like that, and we're just seeing it in the charts before everyone else sees the price move. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we get a big run out of it, make some money, and I'll let the stuff do a free ride when I'm ready for it. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.